Have you ever had a moment where you looked back and thought, if only someone had told me, I would have done it differently? If you're over 60, chances are you've already had a few of those moments. But what if I told you there are truths about aging that most people don't discover until it's too late? Not because they're hidden, but because no one talks about them. Not doctors, not friends, not even family. Today, I want to share what I wish someone had told me years ago, before the regrets, before the missed chances, before the quiet realizations that hit you when it's already behind you. Because you still have time, but only if you're willing to hear what no one dares to say out loud. You see, aging doesn't come with a warning sign. There's no announcement, no letter in the mail that says, hey, tomorrow your world will quietly start to shrink. It just happens. One day, you stop doing something you've done your whole life and you don't even notice. You stop climbing stairs. You stop calling people back. You stop being the one who makes plans. Not because you gave up, but because something inside you started whispering, maybe this is just how it goes now. That voice is lying to you. And today, we're going to expose it together. At first, I thought aging was all about numbers. How many pills you take, what your blood pressure says, what your knees tell you in the morning. So I tried fixing those things. More walks, healthier food, doctor visits, and yes, they helped for a while. But something still felt off. It wasn't my body that was breaking first. It was my world. My social circle got smaller. My days got quieter. And somewhere between appointments and errands, I realized I don't recognize this version of my life. And that, right there, is the part no one talks about. The first uncomfortable truth. Loneliness doesn't start when you're alone. It starts when people stop asking about you. You don't notice the moment it begins. It's not loud. It doesn't hurt like a pulled muscle or sting like bad news. It's subtle. It starts when someone cancels a call and doesn't reschedule, when your phone lights up less, when you realize you've become the one who always reaches out first. You tell yourself people are just busy, that it's normal, that everyone's got their own lives now. But here's the truth no one tells you. After 60, people stop asking how you really are. They assume you're fine, that you're tired, that you wouldn't want to come. And slowly, you stop being invited. Not because they don't care, but because they don't think you'll say yes. It's not the silence that hurts the most. It's the quiet realization that you're fading from other people's routines. You used to be the center of the family, the one who hosted holidays, remembered birthdays, made the phone calls. Now, you watch from the sidelines. And when someone says, "We didn't want to bother you," what they really mean is, we stopped counting on you being part of the moment. But here's the deeper wound. When no one asks, you forget how to talk. You stop sharing stories. You stop expressing opinions. You even start censoring yourself because you're not sure anyone's really listening anymore. It's not loneliness, it's invisibility, and no one prepares you for that. But you need to hear this now. The moment you let others assume who you are, you begin to disappear, not physically, but emotionally, socially, spiritually. The second uncomfortable truth: you're not tired of life. You're tired of monotony. They say fatigue is part of aging, that it's normal to slow down, to nap more, to cancel plans, to say, I just don't have the energy anymore. But what if I told you? It's not your body that's tired. It's your spirit that's bored. You wake up and the day looks exactly like yesterday. Same breakfast, same quiet house, same shows, same chair. And over time, your brain stops anticipating things. Your heart stops looking forward to anything. That's not aging. That's monotony. See, when we were younger, every week brought something new. New people, new places, new problems to solve. Even stress, even chaos, it gave life rhythm. Now,
days blur together. The calendar feels empty, and time starts to stretch, not because we have more of it, but because it's filled with less surprise, less challenge, less aliveness.
You're not lazy. You're not weak. You're not too old to care. You're just tired of feeling like you're living the same 24 hours on repeat. That's not rest. That's a loop. And here's the part no one admits. The mind ages faster when it isn't challenged. Just like muscles shrink when we stop using them, your spark starts fading when there's nothing new to ignite it. But it's not too late to reverse that. Not by running marathons, not by pretending you're 30, just by introducing one new thing, a conversation, a skill, a reason to get dressed and step outside with curiosity. Because your energy doesn't leave you. It just goes dormant, waiting for something worth waking up for. The third uncomfortable truth: you haven't become less needed. People just don't know what you're passionate about. There's this quiet fear that creeps in after a certain age. It doesn't shout. It whispers, maybe I'm not needed anymore. The kids are grown. The career's behind you. People stop asking for your opinion. They stop expecting you to lead, to build, to create. And slowly, it starts to feel like the world's moved on without you. But here's the truth. You didn't become less valuable. You just became less visible. People around you, especially the younger ones, they don't ask what excites you anymore. They don't ask what you're working on, what you're learning, what wakes you up in the morning, because they assume that fire's already gone out. But it hasn't. It's just burning quietly, waiting for someone to notice. Let me ask you something. When was the last time someone asked you, what do you want to build next? What are you passionate about right now? For most people over 60, the answer is, I can't remember. And not because you've lost interest, but because no one gives you space to answer anymore. See, society loves to honor your past, your memories, your legacy, but it rarely asks about your future. And if no one asks, you might stop asking yourself. But hear me now. You are not finished, not by age, not by retirement, not by other people's lowered expectations. You still have brilliance in you, wisdom that hasn't been shared, ideas that haven't taken form. You don't need permission, you need reminders. Because you were never meant to just drift quietly into the background. You were meant to create, lead, teach, inspire for as long as you breathe. And the moment you start speaking that truth again, the world will remember how much it still needs your voice. The final truth. The biggest mistake of old age is waiting for someone to wake you up. We spend so much of our lives responding to kids, to work, to schedules, to responsibilities. And for decades, we move to the rhythm of what others need from us. But then, one day, the noise stops. The house is quieter. The phone rings less. No one's waiting on you to show up anymore.
And here's where the biggest mistake happens. You wait for something else to take over. You wait for someone to invite you, to include you, to remind you that you still matter, to hand you a reason to get excited again. But that invitation, it rarely comes, because the world doesn't stop to check in on people who've gone quiet, not out of cruelty, but because it assumes if you're silent, you must be fine, and so you drift. 1 week melts into the next. You convince yourself this is just what aging is, a slow, quiet fading out. But that belief is the real danger. Not your body, not your memory, not your circumstances. You don't need a wake-up call. You need to stop waiting for one.
You need to stand up and say, I still get to decide what happens next. That power never left you. You just forgot you had it. You are not a passenger. You are the pilot, even now, especially now.
And yes, it's harder to restart when no one's watching, when no one's clapping, when the world has quietly stopped expecting more from you. But you don't need their applause.
You just need to remember who you are, beneath the routine, the labels, the years, because life doesn't stop being yours until you stop claiming it. And the only thing worse than getting older is reaching the end and realizing you lived the second half of your life on autopilot. Life after 60 isn't a decline, it's a second chapter, but only if you write it yourself. So what now? Now that you've heard the truths no one warned you about, the parts of aging that sneak in quietly and stay because we never challenge them. Do you go back to the routine, the silence, the waiting? Or do you ask yourself, what do I want this next chapter to actually feel like? Because aging isn't a decline, it's a shift from being needed to choosing where to give, from being seen to learning to express again, from doing what's expected to finally doing what's yours. That's not the end of life. That's a new kind of freedom, but only if you claim it. Here's what I want you to remember. You're not too late. You're not too far gone. You're not done. The world may have stopped asking, but that doesn't mean you stop answering, because someone out there, a neighbor, a friend, maybe even a stranger, needs exactly what you still carry inside. And maybe, just maybe, you need it too. If this message spoke to you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone else who might need a reminder that they are not fading, that they are not alone, that the second half of life can still be their favorite chapter. Thank you for being here. Thank you for still caring. And thank you for not giving up on what's possible. If you found value in this video, make sure to subscribe. We're building a space where aging means awakening, and no one gets left behind. I'll see you in the next one.